We go higher or lower? I think it's good height. This will work for us. We have got limited time because that weather, the rain, is trying to come in on us. So we'll make the most of what we've got here and try and make a piece of magic before that weather packs in. If we're unable to, totally fine. We're not going to let the rain kill our vibe. We'll still do as much as we can before the paint stops its ability to flow. Right. Hello, usual suspects. Not going to let the rain kill our vibe. We'll still do as much as we can before the paint stops its ability to flow. Right. Hello, usual suspects. Press the wrong button there. For those of you who are wondering where I've been, top secret project in the middle of nowhere in New Zealand that I can't tell you anything about until later this month. So for now, just know I was somewhere and you'll have all the details in no time. And we are about to do something a little bit different. I don't normally paint this. Normally we're painting portraits and landscapes, and although today is a landscape, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. The reason, sorry Taylor, the reason it's a little bit different is because this landscape here isn't a real landscape. Well, not in the world as such. This landscape here is a make-believe landscape, but for some people, it may be far more real than reality. If you're anything like me, you will have spent hundreds, dare I say it, hundreds of hours inside this landscape. Guys, I do have a new haircut. Thanks for noticing. Okay, I'm just gonna leap in here real quick and we're gonna do a poll and a vote. Quick poll. Clearly state your question and what default answers are present. All right, cool. All right, cry face for unicorns. Laughy face for these plates you can't see. Let's go, guys. Unicorns or camo? Unicorns or camo? Cry face unicorn, laughy face camo. Which one are we gonna open up with for layer one? I'm getting unicorn up. This is getting less votes, probably because you can't see it. The backside's white, and actually it's probably blending in with the environment. This is camo. This is camo. So these greens here aren't actually, oh, it's starting to rain, we better hurry. I'm seeing votes coming, it's getting tied up. It's getting tied up. We're on unicorn buzz. I've got a baby girl, so unicorn buzz suits me, but we've got camo as well. We're going for unicorn. All right, let me get some paint. Now, first person who picks where this environment is, you're an absolute legend. I'm not going to tell you. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, you'll be very, very confused as to why Seb even remotely cares about such a place on planet Earth. But I do. I deeply care about this place because I am an absolutely huge nerd, and this place strokes that nerd bone deep inside me that actually, I've roamed these hills so many times in my life. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Okay. It is raining, but we're not going to let that kill our vibe. And luckily, we're working with fast dry mediums, so we'll be okay. Now, I'll get this junk out of the way because I'm about to do some leaping. All right. Tuck myself in down the back a little bit. There we go. Get a bit warmed up. I wonder, are we streaming on Watercolor Day? Just about. Settings real quick, guys. Are we on enough quality? Hopefully the quality's good. Is the quality good enough, guys? I don't want to start if we're going to be on low quality footage, but I think we're going to be okay. Perfect. Ooh, one little adjustment. This is why we come close. Come back here, jump on this here. We're going to adjust it ever so slightly so the artwork itself angles straight up and down. If it goes straight up and down, the water will have a harder time touching the surface. We're good to go. You know, Bob Ross would actually wet the surface of his art before he'd start. So we've technically done that with the weather conditions, which is fun. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. There we go. You can see how that water smooths it out just a little bit there. I love that. I love that. Yeah, there we go. This is going to look like Pride Rock. I assure you it's not. This is going to be another landscape entirely. That comes through there. This, if you know, you know, this is a Drogar ruin. And it's going to be subtly tellable by these archways that are left behind, scarring on this landscape. That's the plan. First colour. First colour. We're working with saturated purple. Now, Taylor asked the question before, where did we go? Where were we for the last 14 days? Well, 7 of those days, I was travelling deep into the South Island. Deep into the South Island to do a secret project that I can't tell you about. And for the other 7 days, I missed my family so much I went into hiding. But we're back now. And I can't wait later this month to show you all the footage that's been created, because it's going to be real fun. Now, no one at this point should have the slightest clue what's been made. No one at all. It should be an absolute mystery. Here we go. A battle against time. Just gonna add a little bit in here. Oh yeah. Let's get this. Arguably more attention than anything else, which is naughty of me. There we go. Just getting started. Yes, indeed, Chuck. That is the plan. Just getting started. These are new pants, by the way. I got them from an op shop for $5. And the funny thing about new pants is you never quite know how they're going to fit. And these ones like to untuck themselves right in the back, which is, on one hand, just the cut, but on the other hand, I do a lot of bending over. So these are the challenges we now face. And hello, La Casa Danny. Welcome on in. Guys, what a fun little troop. I hope no one can recognise what we're doing yet. Just enjoy the fact that we're having a wild time too. You don't need to know just yet, but you will. I promise you will. Well, in fact, I take that back. I don't promise you will. Unless you know, you will not know. This is the kind of picture that if you weren't in it, you will find the whole thing, the premise of it existing, and why I would paint it so deeply confusing. There we go. These tippity tops. So part of the reason I want to do an ode to this particular place is the amount of times this place has been my little quiet getaway in the days and the late nights of having a child. So sometimes the baby's unsettled and you're up late at night. You don't quite have the dexterity or the energy to play Crash Bandicoot or Spyro, and you don't have the mental capacity to send a proper email to actually give a collector the respect and time they deserve. Otherwise it would come through with mumbo jumbo spelling mistakes all through it. So what do you do? What do you do in the middle of the night when nothing else is happening? It's just you there. And you need to be awake for the baby, but you're not cognitively with it enough to do many other things. What do you do? This is what you do. Not painting, but this environment. This beautiful place where so many human beings have found a little home away from home. You know, the feeling I have for this place is similar to the reason why I think small feature, why I think art's important. Inside places like this, people do find connection, they find home. And although when you play it, you may not be there with other people at the time, I think what's really important is that through playing it, you can connect with other people who also play. Not on the same screen, but across the same ideas. And that's similar to art when we talk about mirror neurons firing, because you weren't there when Van Gogh painted Starry, Starry Night, but you get the same feeling of Starry, Starry Night. Now that's special, isn't it? I think that's special. So, although no one was there while you played this game, it is a game, when you give that away, it's a game, you can share that feeling of the game with someone else who also played. And that is the beauty here. That is the beauty here. Alright, now, if it's your first time joining here, welcome. I'm a painter, my name is Seb. I start these paintings from scratch. Sometimes you catch one at the beginning, that's where you are right now, or you catch one halfway through. Sometimes they're commissions, and sometimes they're wild, bubbling inspirations. This is the latter. I've got 2 commissions that I'm working on at the moment. They've both been framed, and they're ready to head overseas. And while I wait for the last few elements, like their varnish layers, their gloss, their final bits of impasto to dry, I'm going to charge off on this wild little piece of inspiration and see where it takes us. It is raining. But you know what? Since this isn't a commission, we're not going to let that kill our vibe. Please, rain, come what may. And what I can do, I'll show you this little trick. This is what you get when you do what's called plein air painting. It rains. But there's a clever solution to your problems. Modern day problems require modern day solutions. You see that? Unless that rain starts coming on a wildly different angle, we are now safe. Well, I'm not safe, but the iPhone's waterproof, the paint's in containers, and the canvas is now facing more to the ground than the sky. So, for everything we want to do here, it's safe. Oh no, it's raining again. Yeah. So, it's funny you say it rains daily where you are. Well, in that case, you're a classic example of we can't just be like, oh, it's raining, we're not going to paint today. You need to learn how to paint in the rain. You, my friend, have no other choice. Alright. Gonna get a bit of white. Through this. I'm glad we went with a unicorn plate. I'm enjoying our little unicorn plate. It's fun. Oh no, it's raining again. Oh, click the spine. Okay. Too bad I'm losing a friend. Oh no, it's raining again. It's old enough, some people say. This is a good question actually, guys. This will help me understand. Are there anyone in this room right now who are gamers? Who's a gamer? And if you're a gamer, do you use PS4? Not that that's an exact requirement for this, but that's how I know this. It's raining where you are too. Well, Our environments have something in common. Alright, let's get that up through there. Up through there. Yeah, I love that white. I love how white just gets in there. Adds more of that opaque colour. You lose saturation. You do lose saturation, but you get more of that opacity. Opacity? Opaqueness. Not opacity, that's the exact opposite of opaque. If you haven't caught it yet, we're looking at layers. Always use PS4. Perfect. We're looking at layers and layers of mountains. Layers and layers of mountains. Rough pinnacles skyrocketing up. And the reason they're so contrasting is not because of stark lighting, but actually the reason they're so contrasting is they're snow-kissed. So on these pinnacles, up around the tops, there's snow touching the tops of them. And we're going to swap to a colour to actually start representing that snow shortly, right after I've got this turquoise and a few more little spots. Right after it's turquoise and a few more little spots. Here we go. Hey KK. That is a hilarious thing to say. That is a... You know what? If I get a reputation for that, please deal me up. I'll take it. That is a hand of cards I'd like to play. Here we go. All right, beautiful. Thank you, Unicorn Plate. Mwah. Proud of you. Next plate. Now, I wonder, do I have? Nope, I do not. So never mind. All right. Hey guys. All right. Next color. What is it going to be? That's right. I wanted Arctic blue. I'm pretending like I was going to be a big reveal of a decision when actually, all right guys, we're going to leave this open. We're going to leave this open to destiny. I've got two colors here and you guys can help me decide. I've got a unicorn plate that we're going to use, but I'm going to be using, if I flick this way here and we do the old quick poll again, because that was so easy for my useless ability to use technology. Quick poll. Options are smiley face on the red. We have ourselves some yellow. Transparent yellow. Ignore that. It's just yellow. It's primary yellow. And then I have on my other hand, it's not blue, it's Pacific blue. It's more of a matte color. You need to choose fast because it's starting to rain around here. Tell me, yellow or blue? What's the next color we're going to add? One fun thing about these colors, guys, if you turn the screen to black and white right now, they would literally be both the same mild gray color. So although we're going wild with the hue, our grays or our tone is going to be the same. This is going to be the lead-in color to our lighter whites. That's what I want to say. Cool. I'm seeing 4 for yellow, and what's wrong with blue, guys? I guess we kind of feel like that turquoise did a bit of blue. Fair. Compliment with yellow later. I'm seeing lots of yellows. We're on the yellow buzz. We're doing yellow, team. Thank you, everyone. Now, craft-wise, original guy is correct. He says, go with the blues, complement with the yellows later. That is a sensible way to go about the craft of a painting. But think about it this way. If we follow set rules, do we allow it to be something new? Or do we control it too much and effectively lose the art, lose that thing that's wild and crazy in it, and get just a generic reproduction of something? Now, I'm not saying that always happens, but I'm saying that if you have a hard and fast set of rules that you always follow, your artwork will always be limited to how far those rules have already taken you. You have to get outside the comfort zone, outside the box. Now, you're putting me outside that box because I absolutely hate going from purple to yellow. I don't do this. You've forced this upon me. It's okay. We're leaving my comfort zone for you guys. Here we go. Now, it's funny too because yellow and purple are actually complementary colours. They're on opposite sides of the colour wheel. But I don't like them matching. I don't think they match. And that's a personal thing. I'm actually wrong. The colour wheel says otherwise. And that's why in art, your personal preference is actually everything. Because if you follow rules every time you made a painting, I wouldn't like most painting results. Because these colours, as a combination, don't sing for me. But I'll do it. Because if I don't, then I lock my artwork to a cage that it won't be able to grow in. Here we go. Yeah, the weather here, it can't decide what it wants to do, but what we're saying here is we have this canvas, if you can tell, angled slightly back on me. It's angled slightly back, and the beauty behind that is that means that even if it starts raining, I'm just going to get soaked, guys. We're going to laugh about it. We're going to say, Seb, you should have checked the weather report, and then we're going to enjoy ourselves and enjoy this chaotic little painting that's angled down facing me right now. Because I feel like, in a storm, that's the most appropriate way to catch this. This game does weather conditions like no other game. And your actual main ability in the game is like a storm effect, like a force. It is a force. Force too far. There we go. Peaks these mountains. There's a little bit that's come down through there. Nice. We're not far off the next pole colour, guys. That's almost all the yellow we need. That's almost all the yellow we need. Expect now, because you'll get green and browns and all of that. This is true. Or we might not. I've had paintings that I've had all those colours planned for, but then after I landed all the popping, saturated fun colours, I just thought to myself, nah, it's not required. I'm happy with what I've got. So, prepare for a journey, but if you actually get to where you want to go before you go on the entire journey, live it up. I think I'm going to enjoy having these yellows underneath the canvas. That's going to be fun. That's enough of the yellow. We've gone through purple. We've gone through yellow. Now, the next colour, a two-way choice. I'm going to give you, it's going to be a slightly darker shade of grey that we're after, and I'm going to give you two options. This time, we're going for a Christmas theme. Who's ready for this party? Here we go. More poll. Quick poll. Okay. Here we go. On the side of the smiles, we have Naphthol Crimson. It's a cryptic way of saying a warmish red. And then we have, which is nice because it's actually the red colour there. And then on the blue side, the crying face, we have, this is just a green, guys. It's called Cobalt Green Hue. And it's trying to be fancy because it costs more because it's a Series 3. Don't worry about that. We got green, we got red. Which one we doing? I'm seeing some votes coming in. Am I preparing the red? Last chance. We got the smiley face on the red. We've got the sad face on the green. Are we tied up here? We are tied up. All right, we're still tied up. Guys, I'm gonna give you 20 seconds. I left my coffee in the car. I'm gonna come back, and whichever one's winning, we're doing. Who won? I just missed it. Who won? Which one won? Was it not the red? Red one. Red one? Red one, baby. All right, we're doing red. I'm excited. You know why? Green's not really in this landscape. It's all around me already. I want to do some red, baby. Red's gonna be fun. That is an awful, awful coffee, but I'm so glad it's here with me. Okay, if I put it down there, I might get paint in it. Let's, you know, if there was actually you guys here with me in little seats, I could hand this to one of you and say, here, hold this. But instead, I just have to put it out down here. I'm gonna put it over there though, because if any paint drops fly anywhere, they fall in the coffee, and then I'm drinking paint. I'll notice straight away, it won't be yummy, but the issue that comes in with that is then the coffee's ruined, so there's a risk here. Okay. Thanks, Trento. Look, we've done it a few times. There's an outfit in Auckland called Art Battle, and occasionally I go along to an art battle and paint live, and then auction off the painting afterwards. So if you're in New Zealand, you can catch them, but if you're not in New Zealand, this is kind of your best option. But we have pontificated, considered, yarned, dreamt up the concept of possibly going over to America and hitting a few spots and actually making some paintings, which would be pretty fun. But anyway, okay. More energy, more passion, more footwork. That's really important, guys. To be like, just paint, don't leap around so much. If you don't leap around a whole lot when you're painting, that lethargic element, that tired element, will come into your art. And once it's in the art, it's there permanently. It's never going to escape the art. And if we're making something that's going to exist on a canvas in perpetuity, we have, what's the word here? The responsibility. With great art comes great responsibility. We have the responsibility to make sure the process is vitalized. If this goes into someone's home with the intention of bringing vitality to their life, and I don't create it by giving it all the vitality I have, waste of time on my part and the collector's, and a waste of money on the collector's part and the money it costs me to make it. It's all a waste. You need to give it everything you've got. You need to make sure that if you're making a piece of art, you leave nothing behind. Everything goes on that canvas. And if everything goes on that canvas, you know, as a creator, that if it's seen, it's a catch in itself. If it gets seen, then it'll bring life and vitality to another person's life. That's the value in art, guys. But didn't give something to your life. If you want a pretty picture to go on your wall, go to Temu. Temu's got tons of pretty pictures. You don't need to buy artwork. But if you want something that's a genuine connection with humanity, where you can feel the vigor that goes into it, then you need to find something where the human has brashly cast brush strokes onto it. You can't have anything less than that. But as a requirement, you would expect artist that cast those strokes. It wasn't some mass-produced piece, some stroke he or she had done 1,000,000 times over. It was something new, fresh. No one wants something that has happened 1,000,000 times. You want to know that what you're holding is unique, special, bouncy, fresh. That's how I feel about it anyway, I think. And don't get me wrong, guys, I'm not insulting Temu. I buy art from Temu. If I see a pretty picture, sometimes I like a pretty picture. But sometimes I need what's raw, what's wild and raw. Sometimes I have to have that. Can I explain what this is, bro? I don't understand art. Can you explain what this is, bro? I don't understand art. First off, it is a disservice that society, your culture, and wherever you live has done to you, and social media in fact, to make you feel like you don't understand art. Art is feelings. I create feelings on a canvas. I transpose how I feel onto a surface. And then I sell those feelings to someone else. You have feelings. I don't care how tough you think you are. You have feelings and it makes you tougher for it. You have feelings and therefore you understand art. And social media or gallery, someone somewhere or a group of people taught you that you didn't actually understand your own feelings. You know what foods you like, you understand your taste. You know what music you like, you understand your taste. And you know what art you like, you understand your own taste. So, don't let anyone in this world tell you that, I know you understand food and music, but you don't understand art. I know, like, we even try and do that sometimes with food, don't we? Oh, no, you have to be a foodie to really appreciate food. Oh, no, you have to be a musician of sorts to really know what great music is, you know? Yuck, guys. These things are tastes. These things are you. And it's the audacity of 2024 to make anyone think that what you like, you shouldn't be confident in. Your confidence should come with how it makes you feel. When you hear a good song on the radio, you think, yes, that's the rhythm. That speaks to my soul. When you feel that, you know you like it. Art's the same thing. If you look at this picture right now, and it's unfinished, so it's a bit rough to do it, but if you look at this picture right now and you think, I kind of like it, that's a true feeling. Hold that and keep that. If you look at this picture and think, actually, that's a true feeling. And don't let me try and change that opinion, you keep that. That's a feeling that will actually drive you closer towards art you do like. I hope that made sense. It probably didn't. I was leaping around at the same time, but it might have. All right. Now we're going to do something quite interesting. Unicorn plate still on the unicorn plates, but now this is going to be the biggest decision that we've made so far. And anyone who's studied art is going to be literally, what's it called, SMH, shaking my head, because you should never put either of these colours on, paints on at this stage, and you should also never put one of them on a canvas by itself. This is really, really naughty. But I'm a stickler for breaking the rules. Rules and art were made to be broken, and sometimes you look back and go, now I know why that rule's there. But a lot of the time you sit there wondering, why did I even pontificate that I couldn't break that rule? That held back my art for years. This is awkward. I'm missing one of those colours. Here I am saying I've got big plans, and I don't even have it. Sebastian Gower. All right. We've got a substitute. That's awkward. Hello, T. T is an old school fan, guys. Been a while since I've seen you in here, T. I hope you're healthy and happy, and I hope your painting's going well. We need to talk. I'll message you after this. Voice cracked. That was awkward. Colours. Let's go. Right. Inbound here. Boof, boof, boof. Poll and vote. And guys, if you're having fun in here, we're going a bit crazy. This canvas is crazy. If you're having fun in here, would absolutely love and appreciate it if you shared it. Maybe someone you know would enjoy seeing some crazy art. We're far from finished, but we're having some fun here. Now, where was I? Red. Red is going to be our Payne's Grey. This is essentially black. This is similar to carbon black, just a little bit on the light side. And then we have in my other hand, titanium white. We have the dark versus the light. Both of these in the early stages of this painting are going to try and define the work. The darkness will sit lower in the piece and build up depth in the mountains. And the lighter one is going to sit higher in the sky and put that snow falling down on the caps. It's likely, as we start attacking with these two colours, the darkness I'll splice into a little bit of green, olive green, and the light colour I'll splice into a little bit of cobalt turquoise. So blue, and that snow will settle down. We're voting for black. We're in a black mood. Black, Payne's Grey. Payne's Grey is essentially black. I think the decision's been made, team. I think the decision has been made. Let's do it. All right. Bunch of this, bunch of this. Da da dun 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 dun. Here we go. Coming on up. Pow. I love it. I love purple. Yes, Aggie. Should be able to catch you a bit more, especially night ones. All right. All right, T. I'm excited. Also, I hope work's going well, and I hope you're happy. I haven't heard from you in a while, so I hope you're happy. But I know I've been MIA for the last, how long? A while. Sorry, team. I had to dash off on a top secret mission, and then honestly, it was kind of nice to spend a bunch of time with, because I was away for a while, to spend some time with the family and actually enjoy being a family. The little tech has been an absolute delight, and so really fun to get some of that time in there. You know, it's a funny painting because normally you'd expect things that go deeper into the background to go dark, but here, things that are closer turn to darkness. Just in the way that this landscape is structured, which is kind of fun. Go. All the way down there. Okay, there we are. Coming on in. Coming on in. Where else we go? Yeah, there we are. Hello. Lovely. More Payne's Grey. More Payne's Grey. Luke. Who's in your... Oh, thank you, T. Appreciate that. I was about to not know. I accidentally used my donor card at the ATM. It cost me an arm and a leg. Well, I don't know, Chad. Is that your finest, or are you just cashing out? Oh. Hello, Jay Smith. Welcome on in. Been a while since I've seen you. Sorry for disappearing. Like I was saying, guys, I've been away on a top secret mission. You're going to hear all about it later this month, I swear. And I'm going to need to ask a favor from you guys. But for right now, just know I have been away on a mission. I couldn't share any of it. I was actually out of reception. And because I was out of reception when I got back, I wanted some quality time with my family. And now, all the footage from it has been edited. It's ready for release, and it's coming. It is coming. So, hold your horses, relax, and you're going to see where your artist disappeared to. For weeks. Weeks, in fact. Weeks. Chad's like, my joke may have been slack, but sorry guys, his shirt keeps untucking itself in the back. My joke may have been slack, but your one was just proper poor. But Chad, to be fair, you get time. You get to come into these things knowing what you're going to say. You catch me off the cuff, and I need to be fast on my feet. So, we got to respect that, right? Who's that there? Love your pictures. Carolyn, thank you so much. You know what I love? I love you being here with me, because I used to say this a lot, but I've stopped saying it recently, but I'm going to say it again. Art, this process, could be a lonely process. I could be a crazy person out in the park. I am a crazy person out in the park. But, what's important here is that it's not a lonely process, it's a shared process. I'm able to be here doing what I love, and we're able to, through pixels on a screen, connect all across the world. How wild is that? There are people in Singapore, America, Europe, everywhere watching the stream or catching a replay of a stream. And I get to be here in this random park with New Zealand rain falling on my face, enjoying myself and sharing this place with the world. That is one of the coolest things that 2024 has to offer. One of the coolest things. Hello. Ooh, what am I making? Well, in the early stages of a painting, it's always somewhere between having a good time and making a mess. Since we work on the whole painting at the same time and pull it all out at the same time, the painting doesn't take proper form, not until it gets right to the end. We don't work from one corner down here and build through. We don't gently, carefully make a background and put something in the foreground. We jump on everything at once. And through that process, the whole painting in unison comes out of the ether. And I wouldn't have it any other way, guys. I've tried working from corner to corner and it breaks my soul. It's kind of like, man, if a painting's like a relationship or a life, imagine if with a relationship you put everything on hold until your dinner dates were going right, and then everything on hold until sleeping was right, and then everything on hold until clothing. No, with a relationship you work on everything all at once, all the time. And the same goes for one of these surfaces. Because in a weird way, when you paint, you're working on a relationship. There's feeling here and you're giving feeling to it. And it sounds so cheesy to say it, but you do. If you don't form a relationship with a painting, you haven't put feeling into it. It's that simple. And what I would say is that I've lost my trail of thought. There we go. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Beautiful. A park. Of a king. Of a right down to the bottom corner here. There we go. Yeah, now we're talking. Come on. Darkness, baby. Darkness in the foreground. Right. The next colour. Jaman. Does Sid Gow have any kids? I don't know. Who thinks Sid Gow's got kids? should say, who thinks Sid Gower's got a kadir? Kadir. Singular. Thanks, Jay. All right, guys, let's get this next color on here. White. And I'll tell you what, let's make it interesting. We like interesting. I've got two colors here. But he's left a painting out in the rain. How dare he do such a thing? We're not gonna let the little bit of rain kill our vibe here. Okay, here we go. Bang. Cobalt turquoise combined into white. Subtly, it's mainly white, a little bit of turquoise. Or coral pastel. So are we going for quite a potent, to put it in perspective, the coral pastel is actually super cheap. This is the blue one. Oh no, wait, swap them around. So there was red coral pastel, blue turquoise. That makes way more sense. Okay, now it shouldn't come into the equation at all, but the turquoise does cost 5 times the amount. Personally, if I was choosing a favorite, I like the coral pastel. That's not just because I'm a cheapskate. Okay, blue for turquoise, red for coral pastel. Decide now, hit me up. Now remember, it's not going on raw, it's getting combined into a bunch of white. That is the plan. Hello, Steve, welcome on in, you legend. Steve, I've got a lovely picture of the gift you sent and my little baby daughter. And yes, let me scroll back up here. T, you have missed a big announcement. I am now a daddy of a beautiful baby girl. So that's exciting for me. Who won the thing? I should really be paying attention with these sort of things. I think it was it pink? Someone help me here. I really need to be concentrating on those polls. Was it pink or was it blue? Thanks, T, I appreciate that. It was blue, champion. All right, blue on a unicorn plate. We're still on the unicorn plate buzz. We haven't changed off that yet. And then we're gonna grab a little bit of this. Okay, hold fire for a second. This one here on a beautiful little unicorn plate. Voila. Give it a little bit of a mix. A little bit of a mix. See that? Get that baby sky blue going on. By trying to trip the whole lot off. Here we go. All right. And we're going up into the sky. Up into the sky. Get through there. And thanks for the love, guys. It's been a fantastic, phenomenal journey having a child. The one thing that I will say is if you're on the fence, it is just the coolest thing. The purpose of life with Seb Gower. Find yourself someone you want to have kids with. Have kids. That is a fun way to live life. Right. Cheers, guys. I just wanted the one I voted for. Ooh, was that the, oh my God, did I? Well, we're on the blue now, guys. I'm sorry. Next time, I swear, I will pay close attention to what's happening in the polls. There we go. Some will be there going, it's rigged. He was always going to use blue. That person was planted in there. They were always going to say that. He's got 16 people watching the stream who say the colour he should be using next. It's not random. Perhaps. All right. Let's count this mountainside and up this side here. There we go. Hello. Whew. And then down here, now we're talking. Down here, just like that. Slash it a little bit. Yeah, there we go. And a little bit more. Come on, baby, let's go crazy. I'm gonna turn something up. There we go, it cuts down to there a little bit. That mountain needs to move across just the tiniest little bit. And this one here, naughty Sebastian, it doesn't reach the top. That was just an excited stroke. Fix that, and then we're gonna get a lot of this white. This one is actually that pointy. Slash it around the sky here. Just like that. That's the plan. You're so keen. I'll show you just quickly, guys, what we're actually painting. Now, because of the scale of the board, I could not squeeze the entire image in. So I did the most weird crop you've ever seen. I literally just folded half the image out of the middle. And you'd be like, that's random. Well, in this case, it's okay, because this is just a set of guidelines rather than actual rules. We're shooting from the hip, and we're enjoying doing so. This is the work here. It's a giant scenery. So you can see the middle there. We're gonna blend the gap. It'll be totally fine. You can see those ruins I was talking about up here, and you can see a character standing out on what's almost like Pride Rock. A few little trees penetrating the landscape, but a huge amount of expansive mountains covered in snow. That's what we're making here. Now, if you know where it's from, me and you have something in common. If you don't know where it's from, it's okay. Just enjoy the fact we're here making a landscape together. We got Conway Twitty in here. He's saying make believe. My soul I give to you. Hello to Perth, welcome on in. Welcome on in from Perth. I've never been to Perth. Have I been to Perth? Oh, guys, I should know that. I forget these things. I've been to Brisbane a few times. I like Brisbane. You know, I wasn't vegan when I went, but there was a bubbling vegan culture going on. Amazing cafes. You'd go into a lot of places, you wouldn't even realise that you were eating vegan food. You know, because just there was, yeah, normally it feels like vegan food at like, there's the whole menu and then there's a vegan option, which is just a menu item without a few things, like they're just taking away the meat and cheese. And it's kind of unfair. Well, it didn't feel like that in Brisbane. It always felt like you'd order an item that was delicious and yummy, and you eat it all and you were happy, and then it turned out it was vegan. And I think that's the best way that things like vegan or vegetarian should exist. It shouldn't just be a menu item minus something. It should be its own unique thing, its own favourite, its own delicious flavour. Tony and Ryan. Have I talked to Tony and Ryan? I don't know who Tony and Ryan are. I'm sure they're lovely people, but they're outside of my repertoire. So I could not help you. If you're wondering what I'm singing every time too, guys, it's the soundtrack. I don't understand Jay, but I don't know what's funny. And Jay's like, you are. I'm laughing at you. I'm like, ah, fair. There we go. All right, put the cloud here. Dun 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 dun. Alright guys, we're about ready to move on to the next colour. We're going to put that one forward to a vote as well, because I'm really enjoying making you guys feel included. I think that's fun. Are you happy? Clap your hands. It's very arbitrary. There you go. Danny. The former, Danny, the former. Now I'm gonna have a little look here. here. Yes, we're gonna go for la dun dun dun. Okay, we got two ideas. One's ridiculously naughty, and the other one is mild but important. Okay, so let's see what kind of group we've got here. Do we have a bunch of people who feel like being outrageously, ridiculously, stupidly naughty? Or do we have a group of people who are excited about the idea of just doing some maintenance on the work and building up a solid base? Let's find out. Right, on the ridiculously naughty front, we have ourselves some brilliant magenta, Series 3. This costs 3 times as much as our other option. On the blue front, we have our toning mid-grey. What are we voting for, team? Are we on the grey front or the pink front? Pink or grey? Pink is the red, grey is the blue. Now, we're going to have to add in grey at some point because you do have to do your mahi. That means work in te reo Māori. But pink versus grey. We're on 4 votes to 2. It would only take 3 people voting grey for us to do some hard work. Just 3 people on the grey. Or we've got the pink here, pink on the red. Pink's coming ahead, grey's falling back. What's it gonna be? I think we're landing on pink. It's 8 seconds away from finishing. Pink is 3 points in the lead, 5 seconds to go. There could be 4 more people on grey to come in for the win, but it's too late, pink takes it. Here we go. Right, because we use the yellow, white on the plate, we can just get on in there and put pink straight on top of the white, and that's okay. We've got someone coming in here being like, Gray, look, I love that you get a vote and I appreciate you being here, but unfortunately the ridiculous nature of pink has won out this time. Now, we have a lot of colour on this canvas, a lot of colour, a lot of ridiculous colour. I need to remind you that these are snow mountains, and in these mountains right now you see purple, red, yellow, violet. The blue and white are appropriate, but they're definitely the underdogs in this painting right now. But now, even in this madness, and I'm kind of gutted, it didn't keep raining. Even in this madness, we're gonna add some more pink. Do I agree with that? It was 50% my idea. So, pink, here we go. Now, we're going to keep going for a little bit longer. Let me just do a time check, team. Can someone tell me, actually, can someone give me the hookups? What time is it in Auckland, New Zealand right now? Because I have to go and get some work photographed, and just want to see, make sure I'm not late, because the photographer's a great guy. He's retired, but he still hooks me up with visits to photograph my artwork. And so I never want to be late on him, so I've got to make sure I look after him, because he, by simply taking my jobs, is doing me a favour. 12:23, perfect. Okay, he's right on the other side of Auckland, so it's going to take me about an hour to get there. So I need to leave home by about 1:30. Now, we also have to factor in that I need to help get the little daughter ready to travel, because she's going to come. I need to repack the car with the artwork and get all my painting wet stuff out. So let's say an hour on that front, so 2 hours, so we get till 12. Jeepers, it's 12:30 now, then 1:30, 2:30. Technically we should have just 7 more minutes, but I'm going to stay for 25 and then I'll just run straight afterwards. How's that sound? Okay. And we should be okay. I think we'll be okay. And we've had some real fun here. This layer 1's wild. And the more confused and wild layer 1 is, the better layer 10 is. If layer 1's controlled, yuck. I don't want it. I don't want it, it's yuck. I want layer 1 to always be loose and wild. I want to feel like the painting needs to recover from a beautiful chaos storm, rather than actually being like, oh, look at this cute little pristine corner that I've worked on. Can't wait to get back in the studio and put some more paint on that. Like, who in their right mind? love a canvas that says to you, I am unapologetically confused and wild. That's what I want. It's starting to look, thanks Chuck. I hope not. I hope not. You say it's starting to look good? I want to keep it messy, chaotic and wild for at least the first 2 layers. At least the first 2 layers. And after that, we'll start building in some more facts to it. But if the facts come in too early, we'll never get the crazy. And we need the crazy. All right, more pink, more pink, more pink. Let's put all the temptation. I'm gonna put a bit of pink into the sky. The sky's not just white, team. The temptation is to leave the sky as a big blue-white blob. And if you do that, it loses a little something. It doesn't have that same connection with the painting. Steve is always one to spot it, and a lot of other people who are here regularly will notice that, especially in paintings like 700 Springs Ranch, like in Zambezi, like in some other good examples, Mahalo actually, the sky, the characters, the land, always reflect into the painting. You'll never find colours in the land or the sky that aren't synonymous in the other. And if they're not in the other, then it's a lie, it's an illusion. The land literally has to have the sky in it. The sky is one giant mirror to all the colours we see on the landscape. Sometimes subtly, sometimes hugely. But to not add it is the greatest sin you could ever do for a painting. Always have all the colours in the sky. If they're in the land, they go in the sky. And if there's water, not only does water have its own colours, its own blue and green and sparkling crystal hues, it also has all the land and all the sky. And if you leave that out, the water's not going to look right. You get emails from people saying, how do I do reflections? You do reflections by literally doing literally everything in the water. It should be the most complicated and fun part of the painting. That's my belief. There we go. We always do reflections as an afterthought, being like, oh, I've finished the main character now, can't wait to do my reflections. Sorry guys, like I said, my pants keep untucking themselves in the back. Can't wait to do my reflections. And you're like, no, no, no. The reflection needs to be both the water and the character. You can't just think of it as an afterthought. It needs to be done alongside it. And at the end, carry both those qualities. If anything, it's harder than the real characters. But we're not doing reflections in this picture. We're doing sky. Sky and land. Whoa. That bounce in the step. Mountaintops. There we go. Get a bit more brash with that paint. Doesn't need to be chill. Have energy, power to it. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Bubble beep. Bubble boom. There we go. Not done yet. We are not done yet. Give me some more of that. More on those mountaintops. We've got time, team. We've got time for one last wild, fun colour, and I'm going to let you guys choose it because I think that is appropriate. Staying with the theme of this painting. Wait, what are you doing here? Jeepers! It said. TikTok just said it is detecting inactivity in the current live. Excusez-moi. I am using more energy in this live than I've used. Jeepers creepers. Don't be mean, TikTok. Don't be mean. No, it would have just sensed that my face was turned away, team. Okay. Last colour. And then I need to dash, team, to get to my photographer on time. What is that colour going to be in this giant, messy landscape? We're going to give 2 options, and we're going to make sure they're both good options. We're not going to do any, there won't be like a grey option this time. I feel like that was a bit unfair on you guys. Yeah, here's the two options. I like both these options. Okay, we're going for a water theme. Okay, just tuck this up here. Guys, we have our choice number one, which is going to be on the blue side, ultramarine. My favourite colour on the face of the planet, French ultramarine. It's called French ultramarine because a Frenchman discovered it. Ultramarine because Latin for ultramarine, no, English for ultramarine. Ultramarine is Latin, and I just got paint on my cheek, and it stands for beyond sea. So, ultramarine blue, French style, and this one's not quite as special. That's unfair. This one punches above its weight. This is pastel coral. So, our last colour, excuse all my mumbo jumbo confusion. We have ourselves on the red side, quick poll coming on in. The red side, we have pastel coral. And on the blue side, we have French aquamarine. See them beside each other? This is softer, less intense, builds out the whites. This is very intense, dark and deep. It's going to build out those trees and mountains. Are we on the sky buzz? Are we on the mountain buzz? Blue for blue, pink for red. Let me know. How are we going to take this painting to its completion in layer one? What is the final step going to be? I'm really not fussed. These are both so important. So I'm very, very happy to know what we might be doing. We're on 6-2. We're on 6-2. People like the blue. People like the blue. I'm not sure how long we have left, but we can. Ooh, 6-2. I think I'm going to put down the pastel coral right now. I don't think it can catch up. We've got 9 seconds left, 7 seconds. There's enough people to vote for pastel coral. If you want it to happen, now's your chance. Now's your chance if you want it to happen. Oh, we're on the blues, baby. I can't say I'm too disappointed, but I am voting for both those colours. I think they're both a bit of fun. Right, okay. The last sip of coffee. Stop the cup from hitting the ground, otherwise it will smash. And we're going to grab our final unicorn plate. This is the last unicorn. Kind of sad, actually. Here we go. Blue, right there in the centre. You might need a bit more blue than that. There we go. Blue, baby. And then we need a little bit of this liquid. This, to really get it into the paint, you want to spill a little bit on your leg. That's an important element of a successful painting. How much of the paint can get on you? The answer's none. I'm just excited. All right, let's go. Don't you have to remain impartial? Don't you have to remain impartial? So, I don't know quite what you mean by that. Hold on. But, if you have to do anything, the whole painting is put at serious risk. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. That's a word from Obi-Wan. The moment you're dealing in absolutes, you have to do this, you have to do that. You're on the bad side of the Force, baby. You want to make sure that you are always working with a maybe. So to answer that question there, don't you have to do something? Look, maybe, Todd. Maybe I do. But in this case here, it's layer one, and our only responsibility in this wild landscape is to have a good time. That's our only responsibility. And then we'll flatten it off with some doming resin probably, or we'll add a bit of sandpaper to it just to take those tips off it, and then we'll start on layer two. How fun is that? There we go. Splash that out there. Nice. There we go. Da-da-dun, da-da-dun. Oh, lost a bunch of the liquid. That's only going to make our ultramarine just a little bit stronger. That's okay. Da-da-dun-dun-dun-dun. Da-da-dun-dun-dun-dun. La-da-dun-dun-dun-dun. La-da-dee. La-da-dee. Da-doo. There we go. Around here. Thanks, Nicole. I appreciate that. All right. Like I was saying, guys, this is so important for a painting. You see this painting may not have a whole lot of sense in it, but what it does have is a good boost of energy. It has the right vibe to go on to layer 2. I've started paintings in layer 1 and I've thought, what are you missing? You're missing some vitality. You were done lethargically. You were done without the energy. You know, the why behind a painting needs to be when you're making it. When I say that, I mean the why has to be in the process itself. It has to be so much fun. The painting's got to be like a party that you don't want to leave. And once a painting is that, the painting intrinsically has a why built into it that gives life to the first few layers. And if you don't give it that life, the artist block, you're going to get artist block if you don't know the why of the artwork in layer 1. Yuck. You won't know why to return to it, because when you were making it last, it didn't have that vigor to it. You didn't lose yourself in it. You ever heard of a song that Eminem wrote where he's like, I kind of felt that song, it was all good. But when he sings a song, whether you agree with his music or not, most likely you're on the not side. He's an outrageous character, but you can't help but to feel his passion. His passion. There we go. Guys, I've got to apologetically ask you one last time, how are we doing on our bada bing time? What's the time here in Auckland, New Zealand? Someone please help this incompetent, time-starved Kiwi and tell me if I need to start doing my pack-up process. 12:37 to 1:37 to 2. Yeah, okay, this is the last colour. This is the last colour. Thanks, T. Appreciate you. Alright. There we. One last. Done. Alright, team. Thank you so much for being with me here today. Thank you so much for joining while we went through our primary colours. Thank you so much for tolerating the mess that we made on layer 1. If you've been here before, you know we always start with a mess and then we build towards some more order. But if we start with the order, we can't get back to the mess. You might see artwork that tries to do it in reverse. It does exist. You'll see a pretty picture and then like a splatter paint on it. It's like an artist did perfect craft and built a beautiful picture and then was like, but I need that wild mess. So they splat paint on it and you can tell. You can see the beauty with the mess on top. But when you start with the mess and you persevere with something that's truly crazy, I love that the most. When you try and see that order, that character, that definition coming out of the crazy. That's where I love art to be. It's not the only form of art. It's not the only way to do it. It's my favorite way. It's what I like to connect with. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I need to pack up and dash. We were lucky. It rained at the start, not the end, so that's fantastic. Tomorrow, I'll have 2 new kinds of plates. We are outer unicorn plates. I'd be lying if I told you I wasn't kind of sad about that. It is what it is. And once again, thanks for joining. You pack of legends. Bye for now.